Hi, my name is Samantha Rubinson. I will be your professor for this internship class. My internship program was designed for teaching students how to do public archaeology and cultural resource management. It's a one semester class during which you'll have midterm and final, but the majority of what you're going to be graded on or assessed on is the quality and quantity of work that you put into the internship. Now, let me tell you a little bit about myself. My background is in archaeology. I have a PhD in archaeology from the University of Bradford, which is in England. I have a master's degree also from Bradford in archaeology. My undergrad was actually at the U of A, or the University of Arizona, in geology, geosciences. And I can tell you all the stories about that, and I probably will as we go through your internship. But right now, I'm just basically covering the basics. I want you to kind of get a feel for what I do. I work for the State Historic Preservation Office. Most people don't know what that is. And as you do your internship, you'll start to understand what it is and how it works with all the different careers you could possibly have. And then we can go through and you'll slowly learn what all these different aspects of archaeology are, so that way, if you decide to go into the field, you'll understand what jobs are out there. And if you decide you don't, then I will definitely be able to help you, give you some skills that you can use in the future. Now, I'm going to go through the syllabus and associated paperwork so you get a feel for that. But first, I'd like to know your name and a little bit about you and why you're here. Oh, well, it was really great to get to know you, and there's plenty of opportunities for you to be able to learn the things you're interested in. And feel free to ask and interrupt anytime, because no matter whether I'm teaching a big class or a tiny class, or you're the only one here, I always want to answer questions, because questions tell me what you're interested in, but they also tell me what things you're confused about, and maybe other students will be confused about it too. I do have 2 interns every semester, so there will be another student, and you may see them occasionally when we do activities. So you'll see that. Now, there's a full course description in the syllabus that can tell you a bit about what different activities we're going to do. We're going to do field work. You're also going to learn about stuff on computers. Eventually, you're going to learn how to map things. It's all of that's lined out up there, as well as a breakdown of what your grades are going to be, and what different aspects of an internship, because it's hard to grade an internship, you will get graded on. The course goals we will cover. Basically, my goal is to get you into a career of your choice that give you the skills for those careers. And then, because an internship is work experience, you'll also get experience you can add to your resume. Then the class times, as you and I have probably talked about, we've arranged for you to be here. It's 12 hours a week, so it's flexible on when the 12 hours a week are, but it's definitely 12 hours a week. And then there will be occasional times when we are doing work on the weekends, or occasional times where there's more work on one day than there is on another. So we will be flexible, but I will warn you ahead of time so that way you can adjust your schedule. My contact information and everything is on the syllabus, so that way you understand, or you know how to contact me. Plus, we'll exchange cell phone numbers, so you have that too. But it's all on there as well. A breakdown of what kind of work you're going to be doing, participation, how much we're grading you on that, and everything. Now, what we have, in order for you to be able to express how you feel about the class, and for me to express how I feel about the class and how things are going, is we have student evaluations of the professor and the professor evaluation of the student. And both of those go to your professor at UNLV, who is dealing with the grading. But that way you, if you have any problems with me, can address them in that document and send that to her, and then she can respond and react. And that way you don't have to directly face me if you have any issues. So that gives you that ability. It also outlines kind of what I'm going to be assessing you on, because you have my assessment in there as well, so you can see what kind of things you will be assessed on as you go. And all of that is in the syllabus. And there's a copy of it for you to sign, so to say that you received it. We will give you a project that fits whatever is going on, as well as whatever your interests are. That will be due at the end of the semester, and we'll work through it as we go. And so that will be another thing you'll be assessed on, but it's all in that document explaining what kind of things I'm looking for, and how it's going to be assessed and what points are going to be added to it. Plus all the reading. The books are really cool. Or actually, one of them is really cool. It's fun to read. The other one is really boring, but gives you a lot of really important information. And I only require that you read the first 4 chapters. But if you have any issues with either of the books, please let me know. And if you can't read them, there are audiobooks available for them as well. So that will give you an alternative way to assess the information. I don't know how boring the audiobooks are. I haven't listened to them. But hopefully, if you try them out, let me know, because I would be interested in finding out. Then we also have a out-of-office hours log for you to be able to keep track of. And you will also be doing an in-office hours log where you write notes, so that way you know what you did on every single day. Then we have an attendance policy that goes through, and essentially you just let me know when you're sick or unavailable. However, there is a certain amount where it gets to be too much, because you're only really allowed 3 days of being ill within the internship, and then you start losing hours. Then your hours are not going to be enough to fulfill the internship requirements. So if you can make up those times, I recommend doing so. And the internship requirement, by the way, is 180 hours. And that has been agreed on with your university. So I can't change that. When we sign both, you sign the attendance sheet as well. And then I'm flipping through the documents. Sorry, I don't have them all memorized. We have the professional guidance policy that allows me to be able to give you professional guidance in a safe and understanding way. And to be able to communicate with you and saying that it's okay for me to be able to tell you, hey, those shoes are not going to work for going out in the field, because you're going to be walking on really rough stuff, and you're probably going to hurt yourself, and I don't want you to hurt yourself. So this is saying you're okay with me giving you that kind of advice. I always try to be as inclusive as possible, understanding of whatever economic situation you're in. So if you can't afford new boots, then maybe I make sure that we don't go to places where you can't go. But it's up to you. It's all about you giving me the information and helping me understand. And so I will tell you what we're going to get into, and then you can tell me whether or not that's something that agrees with you. And you don't have to explain why. You could just say, hey, I'm not comfortable with that. Because I understand that some people don't want to talk about whatever, what their life aspects are. So we're going to both sign this document. And then if you have any problems with it, and if there's anything that comes up, you can tell me, or you can tell your professor at UNLV, and she can respond to that. It doesn't have to come through me if you are uncomfortable talking to me about it. Now, this also covers communication, so if you feel like there's any problems, and we do have a personal phone policy. Basically, try to keep it to a minimum, and I don't normally mind if you take an occasional phone call, but not on the phone all the time kind of thing. And that would be it's also distracting for us in an office situation. Finally, we also have our inclusion and diversity policy. And basically, I try to be as inclusive as possible, providing you lots of opportunities to be able to try different things. So if you're not into writing, then maybe we do artistic stuff. You just need to communicate with me. That's my biggest thing, is The more communication you give to me, the easier it will be for both of us, because I can select things that can be helpful for you in one direction or another. But I believe that everybody should have an equal amount of chance to get an education, and anybody who has disabilities, I like to try to make sure that you have that's thought about ahead of time, so you don't feel uncomfortable and we don't end up doing activities that will make you uncomfortable. I have lots of different things to do that we can always do that are for various different levels of that. I'm really inclusive. Like, I really like for you to know what education level you are. So if you are like, I've never learned this stuff before, I do not understand it, please tell me, and we can work through that, because I do adjust as I go with that kind of thing. Communication, like I said, it's all about communication. So at each level and each time we are doing something, please let me know if there are things that make you uncomfortable or you don't know about or any of that. And like I said, I'm very adjustable. Anyway, I think if you could tell me a little bit more about you, that'd be wonderful. And then we can get started on filling out all the paperwork. I do have an agreement also that says that you're willing to let me take photos of you and utilize photos of you, and I promise I never use photos of you that I don't get your permission to do first. And there's a photo agreement in here that says that. If you have any questions, like I said, feel free to ask. Otherwise, it's nice to get to know you.